Comfort Zone, number 91. Welcome back. Today, we'll be looking at the Gospel of Matthew to see how Jesus motivated his disciples before sending them on mission. So let's get started. Matthew 10 verses 16 to 42. Behold, I am sending you out like sheep among wolves. Therefore be as shrewd as snakes and as innocent as doves. But beware of men, for they will hand you over to their councils and flog you in their synagogues. On my account, you will be brought before governors and kings as witnesses to them and to the Gentiles. But when they hand you over, do not worry about how to respond or what to say. In that hour you will be given what to say. For it will not be you speaking, but the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. Brother will betray brother to death, and a father his child. Children will rise against their parents and have them put to death. You will be hated by everyone because of my name, but the one who perseveres to the end will be saved. When they persecute you in one town, flee to the next. Truly I tell you, you will not reach all the towns of Israel before the Son of Man comes. A disciple is not above his teacher, nor a servant above his master. It is enough for a disciple to be like his teacher, and a servant like his master. If the head of the house has been called Beelzebul, how much more the members of his household? So do not be afraid of them. For there is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, and nothing hidden that will not be made known. What I tell you in the dark, speak in the daylight. What is whispered in your ear, proclaim from the housetops. Do not be afraid of those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Instead, fear the one who can destroy both soul and body in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? Yet not one of them will fall to the ground apart from the will of your Father. And even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. So do not be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. Therefore everyone who confesses me before men, I will also confess him before my Father in heaven. But whoever denies me before men, I will also deny him before my Father in heaven. Do not assume that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to turn a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies will be the members of his own household. Anyone who loves his father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Anyone who loves his son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And anyone who does not take up his cross and follow me is not worthy of me. Whoever finds his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. He who receives you receives me, and he who receives me receives the one who sent me. Whoever receives a prophet because he is a prophet will receive a prophet's reward. And whoever receives a righteous man because he is a righteous man will receive a righteous man's reward. And if anyone gives even a cup of cold water to one of these little ones because he is my disciple, truly I tell you, he will never lose his reward. My thoughts. Now how's that for a motivational send-off speech? Jesus is not pulling any punches here. He tells the disciples they are being sent like sheep among wolves. People will hate them, beat them, call them demons, be kicked out of synagogues and towns, and some will even be killed. You can understand why there wasn't exactly a long line of volunteers signing up for the mission. But it wasn't all doom and gloom. Jesus was promising the Holy Spirit's leadership and comfort, the privilege of being God's ambassadors, finding real life, receiving the prophet's reward, and if they were killed, the life after would be worth any persecution they endured. This is why it's important to cast vision using both sides of the coin. On one side, the cost of following Jesus. On the other, the immeasurable benefits to obeying him in this life and the next. As disciple makers, it's essential that we present both sides as Jesus did. There are challenging times ahead, but it will be worth every second of pain and shame. For I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory that is to be revealed to us. For the anxious longing of the creation waits eagerly for the revealing of the sons of God. Romans 8 verses 18 to 19. My story. I was invited to train a Sunday school class on how to share a simple testimony. As I wrapped up the lesson and pressed for personal application, a very vociferous person smugly stated, "Sharing your personal relationship with Jesus may be fine for some, but it's way out of my comfort zone. I replied, I'm sure Jesus was way out of his comfort zone when he died for you and all those who need to hear his gospel. And I should have stretched out my arms to emulate Jesus, hanging on the cross to drive the point home even more. Our action plan. Let's explore some strategies to assist us as disciple makers in guiding others to step out of their comfort zone and embrace an eternal perspective in their thinking and living. Read Jesus' sending speech together and reflect on the following questions. Are we prepared to bear the cost of being Jesus' witnesses and obey his commands? Can we clearly distinguish between the fleeting gains of today and the extraordinary treasures of eternity? Have we developed the ability to share the gospel in a way that clearly delineates between those who will welcome Jesus and those who may react with hostility towards him? As we conclude this exploration of stepping out of our comfort zones for Christ, we are reminded that true discipleship often requires courage, sacrifice, and a shift in perspective. Jesus' challenging words to his disciples serve as a powerful call for us to embrace an eternal mindset, prioritizing his kingdom over worldly comforts and recognizing that the rewards of faithful obedience far outweigh any temporary discomfort or persecution we may face.